I'm Dr. Todd Maxson. I'm a pediatric trauma surgeon here at Arkansas Children's Hospital. Through my career, I've seen numerous children that have been injured and even killed on ATV crashes. One of the things that I've seen is the design of the ATV change, and that's had a big impact on injuries. Today, we're seeing devastating head injuries when kids are not wearing the proper safety gear, particularly helmets on these. Many of the injuries are head injuries that can be easily prevented with a properly fitting helmet.
Hello, my name is Dr. Patrick Ayers, and I am a pediatric emergency medicine physician here at Arkansas Children's Hospital. Being on the front lines here in the emergency department, we often see the worst outcomes in these situations, especially in cases where children are not wearing helmets. Roughly 50% of people operating an ATV without a helmet sustain some sort of head injury during an accident. Traumatic brain injuries are still the leading cause of ATV-related deaths in pediatrics. Growing up in the South, I've been around ATVs since I was a little boy. I remember one Christmas morning, my brother and I being very surprised to open a pair of helmets as one of our Christmas gifts. At the time, the excitement for the helmet seemed pretty small in comparison to the actual four-wheeler. Several years later, my brother and I were riding that same four-wheeler down a paved road going a lot faster than we probably should have. But I ended up losing control, which caused the four-wheeler to ramp over the back tire of the four-wheeler ahead of us. We both hit our heads on the pavement, but ended up walking away from that accident with only a few bruises and scratches. But I know things could have been much worse had we not been wearing our helmets that day.
So Patrick, I was so interested in hearing your story. What were some of the takeaways from your particular story that you share with families when you get an opportunity to talk to them here in the ER?
What I tell families typically, it's almost like preventative medicine. That helmet in and of itself can really prevent a lot of really serious injuries from happening. Even though you think, oh, it can't be me, you just never know. Everything can be unpredictable when you're out there in the environment on an ATV, and just knowing that you have the security of that helmet in a bad situation really goes a long way towards giving you peace of mind. It kind of starts with having a little respect for the machine itself. You know, the machine was built and designed by engineers, and it's designed for recreation or for work, different things that a lot of people use them for, but you still have to respect something like that, knowing when you're on that ATV, you know, you really don't have as much control as you think you might have. As long as you're being safe, you're not driving too fast, you're wearing the proper attire, you're staying off of paved roads, staying on the kind of the marked trails, it really helps reduce a lot of those bad outcomes. Being in Arkansas, you know, being in a rural environment, sometimes these kids are by themselves. They're not riding with friends, or there's no family nearby. And if something were to happen on one of these public roads out in the country, someone may not find them until hours later before they can call the ambulance or actually get them to a hospital to be treated. And if it's a dire situation, you know, that time is so precious when it comes to that child's life.
That's such a great point that might be unique to Arkansas and the South, is don't ride alone. That's such a great tip. Have a buddy with you, have a safety plan, have a first aid kit, particularly the Stop the Bleed kits. The other place that we think there's opportunity to decrease injuries is when ATVs are going over near railroad crossings. The tires get caught. Not all railroad crossings are protected. That's another area where we'd love to see some improvement, and a lot of education will help kids not get injured in that place.
Just a simple act of wearing a helmet can help prevent some of these outcomes. We are always here in the emergency department to help your child on their worst day, and that starts with taking steps today to ensure every child is safe on an ATV.
Our Family Resource Center has helmets. We have specialists within that Family Resource Center that can do proper fitting. They can do education around helmets. That's a big benefit to our community that Arkansas Children's is providing, and I'm really proud of that.